Hello, happy Monday. We're here again for a rune and tarot pick. But before I go ahead and pick the rune and tarot for today, I just wanted to ask you a little question. I want to know what you get out of these videos. So thank you so much to people that send me messages, that comment and like and share my videos. That's really great. I'm really grateful for that. Thank you. So why do I do it? The reason that I do it is because if you've ever heard of Carl Jung, the psychologist, he would work with dreams and tarot cards and things to help people to bring things from the subconscious into the conscious mind. So what we're doing here is we are accessing information from the subconscious, and it kind of brings it into your conscious mind, makes it like manifest tangibly. Like, you know, you've got the pictures on the cards that give you a visualization, basically something visible, manifestation of the connection between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. Okay, so that is kind of what we do it. So Carl Jung had said that we can predict the future when we know how the present moment evolved from the past. So when we do a card reading, usually we go past, present, future, and we can look at things that have happened in the past, what's happening right now, and how is that affecting the future. It's the same with some of the shamanic healing that we do. We can go into soul regressions and then soul retrievals. It's all part of that, bringing things from the subconscious into the conscious mind. So on that note, let's pick a rune. So if you would like to know more about that, if you want to explore more about that, then do get in touch. I can chat happily about that all day long. So the rune for today that we're looking at is Teiwaz. So Teiwaz, if you want to try this now, so think about at the moment where you are doing something that's just for you right now. Where have you put your foot down in a situation today and said, actually, do you know what? I need to do something just for me, for nobody else, just for me. And that might be sitting down and having a cup of coffee. It might be applying for that course that you've always wanted to do, even though everybody told you you're never going to do it, you're never going to make it. It could be anything, but this is basically about how committed you are to you, standing up for yourself, making a sacrifice that's in favour of alignment with what you want to achieve and where you want to be. So Teiwaz, sometimes I feel it comes through when you're at a crossroads between making a sacrifice or not making a sacrifice, and then you've got to ask yourself the questions. It's sort of like, well, why am I not making the sacrifice? Is it because I feel guilt somewhere? Am I assuming what somebody else might think about this? Is it that you just don't feel worth it? Do you just not feel worthy? So hold that thought there with Teiwaz. So just allow that to sit in your thoughts for a moment. What does that mean to you? And let's see what we've got. Okay, we've got the Karma card, which is very, very, I always say that's interesting, don't I? But it is rather interesting. So Karma is what we class as, an action that happens that has a reaction. So karma is, a lot of people use karma as sort of like, oh, you're going to get karma for that. Or it's not always in a negative. It doesn't mean if you do something bad's going to happen to you. It's equally, everything will balance itself out. So if something happens, there is a reaction for that. There's a consequence for every action, basically, and good or bad. So karma on this one, I would say that this is perhaps maybe a pattern that you are repeating. So then I feel like this is work related. If there's something that you are starting to do or applying for or thinking about doing right now, you've got to ask yourself, am I actually going to apply myself to this? Or am I just enjoying the feeling of going for it, but not actually really applying myself and doing anything with it? And this could be related, I think for some of you, it feels like it's definitely about starting a course of some form. You need to make the sacrifices in your schedule so that you can apply yourself to that. You owe it to yourself to do that. You really do. So I feel that's the majority of who I'm speaking to on here, but you can apply this to anything. It could be that you are sort of holding back from stepping forward and doing something that you really, really want to do. Why? You need to see, what sacrifices can I make? And maybe the sacrifices actually serve you better, suit you better. And you know what? If there are people around you that have a problem with that choice that you're making, even though you know it's the right choice for you, maybe it's them that you need to sacrifice at this point. I don't mean like literally take them out and kill them. I mean sort of just let them loose, or just say, this is what I'm doing. And if you've got a problem with that, that's your problem. So this is an empowerment video today. This is saying you need to really commit yourself to whatever it is that's on your mind right now that you're going towards. Don't just go ahead and pay the money or do whatever it is that you've signed up for. If you've said you're going to do it, you've got to do it. You've got to put yourself there. So that means making those little sacrifices. Make sure you're not negotiating yourself out of things. So that's a lesson that I've done recently, is about how we negotiate ourselves out of things very easily. You know, like you've overslept today. Oh, I can't go for that run then at 6 o'clock, so I overslept. But if you set your alarm, you wouldn't have overslept. So it's those little things. What things can you put in place to make sure that you don't slip up on committing to yourself? So if you would like to explore that more, then please do get in touch, and I will leave you to your day. Blessed be.